She broke one night, stole the wizard's happiness out of sight. Betrayed enough to feel the pain. The wizard's heart shattered in the rain. Oh, the wizard's gone, running bright. He prayed to the bird demon, summoning his might. He swore revenge on those who did him wrong.
And we are live. Welcome to the Renegade podcast. I'm your host, Dashing Rogue, with my frequent sidekick, Artistic Layman.
What is your weakness?
Well? Dumb. Never tell the villain how to trap you in a cage.
You probably shouldn't have helped us build it either.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That's like... Wow.
There's some
That's
there's some commentary to be had in that, but I'm not sure what.
That's cuck behavior. Holy hell. Shit. Oh, I've had a really hard week, but you know what? I got everything that I wanted to do done for that week. So I have to look at it in perspective, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Anyhow. Tonight we're drinking some interesting drinks. I'm drinking Stuart Spiked. Have you ever had that, Luke? You know what that is?
Nope.
Nope, you don't drink that shit, huh?
Nope.
Oh,
It's alcoholic. I don't touch it.
So get this. I go to the liquor store. They have a 75% off of like select beer, right, or select alcohol. I go there and these $20 a pop fucking beers, whatever you want to call it. They were like 75% off plus 50% off, and it was like $2 each. Like, it was insane. Like, and I bought every single one of them, so you know I'm stocked for like a season. That's fucking you know, the little things like that in life help you. You know, it's stuff like that that like makes you want to keep going, despite you know the crazy shit that goes on in the world. Speaking of crazy shit, this is sad at this point, Luke.
What is?
I really do feel bad for Lauren, honestly. Like this. I've been paying attention to her. I think she's gonna go Wiccan on us. She's gonna morph into a neo-pagan.
What makes you say that?
Oh well, I've been paying attention to her fucking her Instagram, and she like has herself like tied to I think it's a burning post, like she's gonna be burnt like the stake. I have a feeling that we're gonna have a Lauren Southern pagan arc.
Oh, joy! Something to look forward to, or not look forward to. Because I don't know about you, but I don't know about you. I'm just so tired of it all. Like the attention seeking that all these people are engaging in.
Well, that's why I keep telling people stop fucking listening to these goddamn activists. Like, think of it like this. You know, Brittany Pettibone, right? Well, back when she was called Pettibone, she still is Pettibone. We don't give a fuck about the other guy. When she was at fucking the Battle of Berkeley, she was in a fucking satin dress. Okay, you don't go to a riot in a fucking satin dress. I'll give credit where credit is due. Lauren at least, you know, prepared for the occasion. Okay. Mm-hmm. Anyhow, keep playing this guy. What's this guy have to say?
Let's see.
There's a lot of pushing of this trad wife influencer kind of lifestyle to people in the conservative media, and honestly, a lot of it is nonsensical, and this article gives you the perspective of somebody who tried to live up to what is being portrayed in those listicles, again, as described by her, not by me, and I think it's interesting for us to go through because we need to not oversimplify relationships, what makes them work and whatnot, because it has disastrous results, as it did for Lauren Southern. Now, before we get into this, I want to thank everybody who signed up over on actualjusticewarrior.com/join.
Oh, give me the money. Give me the money, okay?
No, give me the money. Give me the shekels. I deserve the welfare. I want to be on hipster welfare so I could be an activist cunt. You know? That's what it is. We need to start calling the donations to these people who aren't actually running for office for what it is. Hipster welfare. Whether it be, you know, at least Crowder has a mug club. Okay? At least you get something tangible instead of, you like, gold certificates from Shapiro.
Right off the top, I just want to say that I actually like Lauren Southern.
Simp.
Okay. Come on, let it all out. I got it. And this is despite the fact that I have many reasons to dislike her. First and foremost, Canadian. Ew, disgusting. Have you seen the way that she says words like sorry? Absolutely horrific and
But in all seriousness...
painful. On top of that, I cannot ignore that she is trying to become Rogue from X-Men. Everybody can see it.
She is becoming like Rogue, isn't she?
Trying so hard. Especially since Rogue's tragic story in the new series.
The real question then becomes, is she going to replicate the Rogue ass shot? That's the one we all want to see Lauren Southern replicate the Rogue ass shot.
Please don't give her any ideas.
She's got to make that money for the kids somehow. Because the fucking feminists won't like her.
I don't know why you're trying to hide this. But in all seriousness, this is despite the fact that I didn't think that I would like her when I met her, because when you get famous that young, usually that makes you kind of like a horrible, self-centered person. But after meeting her in person, she's probably the person that I was most surprised about. She actually cares about other people and isn't self-centered, and honestly has been humbled through her experiences, rather than thinks of herself as some kind of untouchable star. And again, this is despite the fact that she was essentially a rock star who kind of instantly became famous in conservative media, which people who touch a little bit of fame that young tend to be absolutely horrible. So credit where credit is due there. Secondly, I think one of the reasons why not just me but other people tend to like her is because she actually tries to live up to the values that she preaches, and that's exactly how she ended up in
She's hot, dude, bro. She's hot and she's cute to look at. Oh, she knows how to use some propaganda.
On the side, there's a recommendation for a video for the of Lotus Eaters, and it has the Lauren Southern's picture on it. It says, "When the trad wife doesn't work out."
Let's look at that for a second.
Contentious discussion about how it was received on the right, and I think there's a reason for this, and it's because
these guys are the griftiest of grifters. These guys are the biggest grifters out there. They only exist because, like, what do? They produce content like us, who just watch other people watch other people. That's where it's at. Like, nobody actually wants to make YouTube U anymore because somebody's gonna criticize it, and then they get famous too quickly, and it shocks them. Keep going.
Have come from homes which have suffered from the fraying of the social fabric and the breakup and alienation of their mother from their father. And so they want to rebuild from a broken frame of reference a way to have a happy marriage, a happy family, children of their own, and something meaningful in their own life. And
it's a noble sentiment. Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah, and that's completely non-objectionable. And they feel that this interview with Lauren, who is talking from her personal experience about the breakdown of her marriage and how she ended up being a single mother in a cabin in the Canadian woods,
which is bullshit, by the way. That's bullshit. We fucking know it. I mean, have you seen some of her high-quality content? She's literally having, she has, like, Zoomer lights and shit like that. She has, like, an actual better studio than I have. She's not in a cabin in the woods anymore. This is one of the things that like, I'll tell you this, I shit you not, Luke. You could always tell a grifter by how they spend their money and what they're doing, right? And you actually have to look at yourself and say, hey, how are you able to come over here or like move from California, then fly back here to participate in a fucking riot, then move all the way over to, France, right? How do you do that? Oh, you're rich then. So you're actually rich, or you have too much time on your hands. These are the type of people, you'll know the grifter by how he spends. Going.
I think that's the case. And so I want to, also having spoken to Mary and saying that this is not how she wanted it to be received, I wanted to discuss this, particularly with you two gents, because I thought you'd have a good take on it.
I think a lot of people have rightly been pointing out that Lauren Southern isn't a traditionally right-wing woman, she's a libertarian woman. And so, libertarian...
No, that's a cope. That's a cope. That's a cope. That's a fucking cope. He's going to start doing the libertarianism and offshoots of liberalism. Therefore, we get to absolve ourselves and stay clean. It wasn't real conservatism, guys.
Yeah, I don't understand that dynamic of saying... He's trying to continually make the argument that liberalism and communism are the same source. And
he's bought by the fucking Russians, dude. He's bought the whole Eurasian bullshit. You know he did. That's the reason.
I'm trying to hear his argument on how that is, because he says they both believe in the state of nature that we're trying to live from, but it's kind of a very abstract concept. Because I mean, at least with James Lindsay, he's trying to explain how to apply liberalism in a practical constitutional sense, where Carl and them are trying to interpret it as this kind of a gateway drug to communism. It's like, And I guess it's kind of there. That's probably the reason why people who self-identify as liberal became socialists or communists. Although that could just been the case that socialists just use the title of liberal to make themselves look more legitimate. But I don't see it. This argument, this conservative / reactionary argument isn't really making a lot of sense.
No, it isn't, because a lot of these people are basically reactionaries to communists, and as a result of that, the reaction is the action. Yeah. Do you know what the separate?
Your reaction is your enemy's. Your reaction is your enemy's. Is your reaction.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you a question about this. Like, have you ever seen the Stepford Wives? Do you know what that is?
The movie?
Yeah, the movie. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, the one with and which one? The old one or the new one?
I've seen the new one.
Yeah. So you think these fucking people would know what the Stepford Wife is? Because all this trad shit is just trad casting. That's all it is. It's the same thing that they want to act like the Stepford Wives, and that's what's going to be pushed now. Playing it.
Had a bunch of liberal priors before going into, I guess, what you call the ideology of trad online.
Sort of. I mean, her Christianity should have mitigated a bit of that, you would think. However, I think that her understanding of Christianity, and she's admitted this, has also been in the listicle, I got it from a trad meme concept. And essentially what happens there is trying to copy or rote learn traditional gender roles or biblical gender roles or faith does not map onto human fallibility. And you might select the wrong person, you might have personal failings, which is why you selected the wrong person. And so if you're trying to smash two mean conceptions of how men and women should behave together, it doesn't necessarily map onto the give and take that you have to do in real life.
Yeah, and I just want to be clear, it's not that the people who want trad lives are wrong in any way. No. It's a totally desirable thing to have, I know, because I have one. But it has to grow organically. And that's the issue.
Yes, yeah, and one of the things that here's the thing that I heard, and this is going back to the video beforehand. Apparently, Lauren Southern married this guy within 4 months of knowing him. At 23. She knew the guy for 4 months, and then they got married. And she was pregnant thereafter. Which, Slick Willie, I guess. Fucking get in there quick and put it in slick. Holy shit. And apparently, Lauren Southern, everyone's saying it wasn't a white guy who fucked her. Like, I don't really care about what the ethnicity, I just care about the kid. But apparently, there are so many fucking things that have been said about Lauren in this regard. Like, she fucked a federal agent. No, she fucked the guy who had fucking, what was it, the freaking clearance, right? So it's probably some radio operator or whatnot. Let's keep playing back on my original clip, please.
Oh,
and this is
for this one.
Yeah.
Before I gotta find that, I found a nice little clip for us.
Oh, what is it?
Let's see. Undo.
Nano chips. First, we locate her brain. We insert a few nano chips. Then we program them. Also, we add some secret special ingredients.
Sugar, spice, and everything nice.
Oh, dude. That's all feminist satire, right?
Oh, yeah.
So a lot of these women bought into the feminist satire. And, the sad part here is there's a lot of these pagans who want to have the trad life because it basically gives them it's them turning over a new leaf, It's like, oh, I was a harlot back in my 20s, and now I get to be a trad wife in my 30s. Yeah. You'll know them by their first...
article, because I'm sure some of you guys are aware, Lauren very famously left the content space at the height of her popularity in order to get married and live the trad life, just as is outlined by the trad life influencers. And guess what? It completely backfired and was a devastating situation for her that essentially she had to escape after kind of being trapped in Australia due to political reasons and due to COVID. And I think it's actually important for us to actually examine people who try to live up to these values rather than people who preach these values and don't actually have any connection to them in the real world at all whatsoever. This is one of those internet brain versus reality situations, and both the internet brain party and the reality party are in one person, Lauren. First of all, this article is written by a woman called Mary Harrington, who is a former feminist that became more reasonable, writing about Lauren, who is this super trad woman.
That became more reasonable, Luke.
What?
That became more reasonable. A feminist that became more that's a lie. That's a fucking lie. We all know it.
ended up
Fuck
becoming
yeah.
more reasonable. Now, as this article outlines, Lauren left media at age 22, the height of her popularity, in order to actually live up to the social conservative template of a wife and mother, or a trad wife, as is named in this particular article. Now, this was in 2019, and on top of all of that, she ended up moving to Australia to be with her husband, where she ended up giving up her political career to embrace the nurturing, feminine, domestic role promoted by the right-wing traditionalists, and again, this is known as the trad wife. But now that Lauren has left the idealized, picturesque
They
trad
really
lifestyle
do
because it wasn't all that it was.
They're really pushing this whole Stepford wife shit, aren't they? They truly want the Stepford wife. It's disgusting.
Well, who wants the Stepford wife? The women or the men?
The people who are selling us the trad wife. And I said the people who are selling us the trad wives. You always have to be careful where this shit is coming from, right? That's what you have to watch out for. Because here's the thing. In America, women ride shotgun until the boys can ride shotgun. And what does that mean? So, you know, back in the day of the old coach and buggy days, there'd be, you know, roadside bandits and whatnot, and you get fights and gunfights and horseback, right? To ride shotgun means that the person who's sitting, you know, in the shotgun position would fend off the bandits while the person's driving the horses. That's the idea behind it. So that's sort of what, you know, the wife is supposed to do. They're supposed to be able to, you know, have some level of the management as well. But from what I understand in this relationship, it's sad what happened to Lauren. It really truly is. Like it was a wow. Like, and this is just his side of the story, but this is her side of the story, which doesn't add up, by the way. Keep playing.
Was cracked up to be. She's now speaking out against it, and in fact has actually formed a group with other people that are in or recently got out of so-called trad wife situations where they support each other and they try to move forward. And one of the things that I want to take note of in this portion of the article is the fact that Lauren says that she's speaking out, not as a betrayal of her side or anything like that, but knowing that she's going to be attacked because she's trying to share a realistic perspective on this rather than focus on internet brain, so that women that are in a similar position to her don't go down the same path. Because remember, she promoted this.
Very similar to her.
And actually tried to engage in. And to be clear,
Very similar to her.
In fact, I completely.
Very similar to her. So you have to ask yourself the question: how dumb and naive is Lauren Southern? Like, you got to ask yourself the question: what was Lauren Southern's original job? Right? It was to be it was to work with Rebel Media with Ezra Levant. Ezra Levant was not the best manager of the Rebel Media. Like, he did not understand logistics. So you have to understand this Lauren basically is the weather girl who's becoming, you know, the main field anchor, you know? That's what Lauren was. Keep going.
Missed this article up until very recently, because when I saw the attacks being leveled against her, I assumed it was based on the previous thing that people were attacking her for, and I didn't actually look into it. But I am glad that I ultimately ended up finding this, because there are very important lessons from this story. However, I know people want me to give the caveat that this is her side of the story. We don't have the other side of the story. So to be fair, even though Lauren has offered a bunch of different people some private ways of confirming different aspects of her story in the past, this is her version of the story, and I'm just going to leave it at that. But I want to examine it, because remember, a marriage involves two parties, and if we want marriage to work and be more successful, we should examine the experiences of two parties. We shouldn't just blame the women for everything, which is the modern trend right now, the unthinking trend. We should actually understand that what you need in order for a marriage to function is something that I like to call complementary interlocking gender roles. Now, this trad life WhatsApp group that Lauren is a part of and works with people on is often referred to as an underground railroad for women in the conservative movement, some who are prominent media figures, and that's because there are a lot.
Holy shit. This is how they're gonna take it. Like, you get one little rat like Lauren Southern to get into the mix, and then they fucking start wanting to have women's liberation. They think it's all about them, when in reality, Lauren Southern's a fucking dumb, naive woman, and she is not representative of the whole. A lot more women out there who are a hell of a lot more intelligent than Lauren Southern exist. And she's a dumb bottle blonde, which is the worst kind.
Lot of influencers that are not in good relationships who are still portraying a happy marriage publicly and bashing people for not being married despite the fact that they're in these terrible relationships. And she hopes that she can speak out and she can reassure all of these women who are thinking in their heads, I'm uniquely terrible and I'm uniquely making a mistake, that no, sometimes things are more generally amiss. Now look, without getting into anybody's business or anything like that, this is something that you commonly hear related to certain married couples in the conservative media space. They're in crap situations, that they're being mistreated, but for some reason they feel the need to uphold it publicly so that you guys out there in the audience can feel like they are an inspiration style couple. But the problem with that is it's not real, and secondly, marriage is not supposed to be a show for other people. It's supposed to be a partnership between two people.
Yeah, this is cuck shit. That's cuck shit. When you do it for other people, for someone else to see, that's cuck shit. When you do it for yourself, that's what a man does. A man fucks his wife because he wants to, not because he wants to fuck the model, right? He wants to fuck his wife because it's his wife. That's it. You know, he doesn't care about, you know, what other people think of him. And that's one of the reasons why the trad casting shit is grooming. It really is right wing grooming. I hate to be the guy who says it. It's right wing grooming. But again, like he said before, this whole debacle with you know, the trad wife thing, we only hearing his side. We haven't only hearing her side of the story. So I'd love to hear him come out about it and see what he does as a result of it. Like, it's one thing if he comes out, speaks out about it, and then goes away. It's another thing if he tries to make a career out of it, so which will be very interesting to see. That'd be very interesting. Keep going.
Working together to form a common goal, raise a family, do all that good and swell stuff. Now, I'm somebody who is in a long-term relationship. I've known my fiance for 10 years. I am to be married this year. I already know some people out there in the comments are going to say, Sean, don't get married or anything like that. But one of the best parts about my relationship is that it's private. We don't have to put on a show for other people. We don't have to represent ourselves out into the public in the way that many of these people ultimately end up having to do. And honestly, it is quite sad. And it's very sad to see in person. So one of the first times that I met Lauren, she was still in that phase where she wasn't telling people that she actually had split with her husband. She described this in her long video as a denial phase. And one of my friends who worked in intelligence, when Lauren said that her husband was having trouble getting to Canada because that's the story that she was going
intelligence. How do you have what? One of my friends is intelligence. What? Huh? Luke, do you have friends? You have. It makes more sense for you to have stoner friends than to have friends that work in intelligence.
Apparently.
I mean, you know pirates and scallywags before you know people from fucking intelligence.
Well, I mean, I know you, and you're in certain lines of work I would never be part of.
Yeah, that is true, but I mean...
But still, intelligence.
Top men are working on it, I'm sure. They'll give you their opinion about whether Lauren's a whore or not.
I mean, you might as well be friends with a congressman or a senator.
These people, these activists are fucking cancer, and we have to just get rid of them. They're a distraction from the actual fucking things that are going on.
Ultimately ended up knowing a lot about that particular field and essentially gave her all these different ways for this person to come to America so that they could have their happy family. And when I said America, I actually meant Canada because, again, Canadian, disgusting, ew, I don't like it. Now, this is actually when I realized that she was not together with her husband, and I remember breaking up this conversation by making a joke about my friend who was in the military, who was talking about working in intelligence, committing a war crime, which he didn't appreciate at the time. But look at where we are now. Look at what I have.
Where did this... God, it's almost like all the popular YouTubers are fucking controlled assets or something. The way these people just nonchalantly talk about this shit. You would think, I mean, I'm not accusing of anybody, right? But you would think that's the case. Just the way they act, just nonchalantly about it. Can I keep going?
Revealed to you about my intentions way back when, now that you know that even though you work intelligence, I got the 10,000 IQ and I could see things that other people can't see. But anyway, enough about me. Let's actually get into this situation, because what Lauren said that she based her ideal view of marriage on, unfortunately, wasn't the successful marriage that she often talked about that her parents had. It was listicles, BuzzFeed-style articles in list form, but for the right wing. The article describes Lauren and her sister as spending their adolescence in the...
Borderline fuel. That's the shit that it is. It's borderline fuel, Luke. It's the fuel that we give to BPD girls to fucking make them think that they're special. Shit that'll distract them for 5 minutes between, you know, getting fucked. Keep going.
Internet hinterlands where wild ideas flourish, free of grounding in material reality and practical experience. Here, once complex theories are swiftly distilled into bare essentials for maximum viral reach. As Southern put it, quote, follow the listicle and you'll be fine, end quote. And by the time she met her husband, she had been condensing conservative values into listicle form as a media influencer for some years, to the point where it seemed possible to realize this framework in real life. So when marriage beckoned at age 22, she tells WRYLY, I thought I won the lottery. They were married within 4 months, and she was quickly pregnant. Now listen, I'm just gonna say this as somebody who's known the fiancé for 10 years, and who has actually engaged 2 years before the wedding is set to take place. 4 months is not a long period of time. I'm not saying anything, I'm not trying to throw shade, but if I had a time machine, I would go back in time and probably figure out what killed the dinosaurs, but probably 157th on my list, maybe 10,959th on my list. I might say, hey, Lauren, for 4 months is a little soon at age 22. Now, one of the things that troubled me is the fact that she trained
Not
herself
just age
essentially through this
22. Not just age 22. 4 months is, regardless, is just too long. 1 month, 1 year at least, and that's being conservative.
indoctrination program of conservative media and conservative values being distilled into listicles, and essentially accepted all kinds of inappropriate behavior. Quote, if I ever disagreed with him in any capacity, he'd just disappear for days at a time. I remember there were nights where he called me worthless and pathetic, then got in his car to leave. But unfortunately, all this oversimplified anti-feminism refused to let her see those bad signs. Quote, I had the delusional view of relationships that only women could be the ones that make or break them, and men could do no wrong. So she didn't spot
Do
the
you
red
really
flags,
think she
even as
believes
they
that?
grew.
Do you really think she's that dumb and naive? Because I don't believe that she is that dumb and naive, Luke.
I don't know what to say.
Well, I mean, it, like, you have to ask yourself, woman, what the fuck were you thinking? Like I know what the Stepford Wives is, and I know it's feminist bullshit, but at the same time, what the fuck? Going.
Extreme. Quote, he'd lock me out of the house. I remember having to knock on a neighbor's door on rainy nights because he'd get upset, drive off without unlocking the house. It was very strange to go from being this public figure on stage with people clapping to the girl crying, knocking on someone else's door with no home to go into, being abandoned with a baby, end quote. Now look, to be clear, I don't want to throw shade at everybody in conservative media that is married. There is in fact a married couple that I really appreciate. They seem to be doing it right. I'm not going to name them right here, so you could speculate that maybe it's your favorite married couple, but in reality, you got to understand that this is not acceptable behavior. First and foremost, I'm of the belief that you don't call your spouse, your significant other, your girlfriend, or whatever, any names at all whatsoever. In fact, one of the things my fiance finds so frustrating about me is that whenever we get into an argument, I will argue the point of the argument repeatedly and not get bogged down in any of this other stuff. And the reason why I don't do that is because I am of the belief, because it's 100% true, that any name that you call somebody, anything you say in an argument that's about the person being a horrible, terrible person, is something that they'll remember, something that they'll stick with. And over time, you're going to be arguing about all the different things that you argued about in the past, all the different slights that you gave to them during those arguments, and you can never move forward. Now, this, of course, doesn't mean that you should be a pushover. It means you should argue the point, the thing that you're arguing about, in order to find a resolution,
Don't
and not
care.
call your lady a
Skip
bitch or a
ahead.
slut.
You're a bitch, you're a slut. Skip ahead maybe like 3 minutes, 4 minutes.
According to her, was told, either you move with me back to Australia, or I'm going to leave you. And as somebody who is dedicated to the idea of marriage, the idea of being divorced was something that she found to be an unacceptable option. And again, here's another bit of advice for people out there in the audience. If you find yourself in a situation where you're doing something under the threat of divorce, and that also requires you separating yourself from your family, from your support system, and also requires you to get cut off financially from your own sources of
He has
income,
such a
that is bad
monotone
sign. Of
voice,
course,
you
Kat,
know?
What, a actual Justice Warrior?
Yeah, it just, like, it blends together after a while.
That's what he does. That's his. It's working for him.
I mean, yeah. I honestly think that I'm going to have to... Well, we were talking about making viral content at one point, and I wanted to do one basically talking about the history of feminism and its connections to paganism, if you will. I actually am thinking about doing that. I think that's what I'm going to be going with. As somebody who's experienced this type of shit by being around these type of people, you kind of get an idea about what you're dealing with. Like, here's one for you, Luke. Like, this is something that James Lindsay picked up. Here we go. This was sad. You know, Lauren Southern may be a dumb, naive woman, but she's a victim of the people of the witch in the Hansel and Gretel thing. She decided to eat that sweet freaking house. Well, she was chewing the scenery. Let's just say, okay, quite literally. But all while these type of people exist.
Can you send me the actual link and not your bookmark? Oh wait, here it is. Found. Let me just try to find it here. No, don't show me that. Open.
There we go. Try this one. Sorry about that. Here you go. This is what we're dealing with. This is the grandmother of all fucking evils in this world. And you know who this is, Luke. See if you could see her.
Where?
If you could play it. Just white girl magic. You know who it is, Luke. There she is.
Who? Who's that?
It's Carmen Sandiago.
What do you mean?
It's Carmen it's Carmen Sandiago. Do you remember the fucking girl with the crazy eyes?
Oh, the witch.
The fucking borderline, yeah, the borderline witch, the BPD witch, yeah.
What was her name again?
Mia Magic.
Mia Magic. Let's see. Is that really her? I can't tell with our eyes bulging out of her head.
No, here's the article for it. But James Lindsay was correct, and he's gonna realize. Oh my goodness gracious, Charles!
Here's the actual video. She shared it on her YouTube channel.
Oh no, Luke! Let's watch it. Let's into
see.
the fray, to the borderline. We're gonna hunt some BPDs.
Let's see. All right, here we go.
Thought Patrol.
It's raging time.
It's reaching time.
Now let me ask you. I like it when she said it's raging time and started raging all over the place.
And not with her magical period blood either.
Oh, dude, you know that shit's the fucking. We know her all too well.
Rage has been demonized and villainized, especially in the feminine. But our sacred rage is what has incited so many movements, created so much change on our planet. It is.
But when a man does it, it's wrong, right?
Oh my God, Luke, these people, we need to just start hunting these people. I gotta make a documentary, or like we have to do like a long form documentary, or I don't know, we'll figure something out. We'll like do a found footage or something of fucking with these people.
Let's think of like think of a documentary on quote Christian nationalism and find out what which equivalent would that would be.
The Marxist, the bourgeois witch project. I don't know.
It's imperative that we allow ourselves safe spaces to release this fiery, hot emotion from within.
Yeah, if you're younger, they'd say you're having a tantrum. Just taking sticks and backing into the sidewalk, like, no, you're having a conniption fit. You're having a tantrum. Calm down.
They're trying to go Super Saiyan like the rest of men.
I guess they need to get out of their system and wear themselves down.
In us so that it can no longer poison or toxify our internal emotional reality. Even though a volcano can be destructive in its eruption, ultimately that is also what creates paradise. We have to get...
Are you sure? Yeah, after it wipes out the entire landscape.
Yeah, you gotta be careful of that shit. Mother Nature, she's a motherfucking whore, isn't she?
Oh,
I'm not kidding.
Oh, she's very indiscriminate. She's very equal opportunity destruction.
Yep.
Give ourselves permission to fully emote, to release that which has remained stuck and suppressed inside of ourselves in order to be free. Hi, I'm Mia Magic. Something I have become very notorious
She
for.
is becoming Carmen Sandiago. Go back.
Let's see.
Go back. She's. Oh my God! She's even in a suit with it's red. Luke, get the red fedora. Put the red fedora on her.
I bet better. Let's see. Where?
God.
If I could just find Red Hat, or let's see, it's hard to pick.
It's her. It's Carmen Sandiago.
But Carmen Sandiego is much more mysterious and interesting.
Well, let's just be frank with ourselves. She's not running a fucking pagan cult. I mean, this is the type of shit that Arini could have joined.
The moot.
Oh.
I have become very notorious for, and that my retreats are highly coveted in order to experience, is rage rituals.
Are we ready for some rage?
Oh, we're fucking ready. If you're gonna work with me, you know you're getting yourself into some like pretty wild shit. You're gonna need these...
Really? Tell us more.
What was that?
By all means, tell us more. We're gonna see some crazy stuff, you say.
Oh my god.
Most women have been shamed for their anger. It's been something that they have been punished for or never allowed to show. This is all about creating a safe space for people to truly experience the emotion that has been so shamed and so suppressed within us. Whether we have been verbally, physically, or sexually abused, so many women have never
Oh, I
had the
bet you
opportunity
were.
to stand.
I mean, she's talking about putting period blood on her fucking on her face and like what tastes like. So, I'm sure sexual abuse does exist within your coven, honey. Oh no, Luke.
I'm trying to find a ping, but I can't find it anywhere.
Oh my
Standing
god,
up to
Luke.
those who have perpetrated violence or any kind of disrespect against themselves, and this is a place where we get to go full out without any holds barred, without any limitation, without any feeling of restriction.
Starting in, feeling into what makes me angry, who has made me angry, who has hurt me, who has broken me, who has cut me down. Guess what? You're still fucking here. Right now I feel angry. Right now I feel frustrated. Everything, whatever you're feeling.
Play this, Luke.
Play what?
Play this right here in the background when they start screaming.
Hold on, let me get this up right. Let's see.
This is a borderline number one. This is a borderline that's beyond a borderline. And this, Luke, is to go one step beyond.
Let yourself feel, be heard. Shaking and moving. What do you
It fits in so well, doesn't it? The
It
background
does.
music,
Keep playing.
It fits. It fits.
Yes. Holy shit!
I know.
What the fuck is this? Why am I? God.
But what we need is a Super Saiyan glow around them right now. I can't find that anywhere. Oh, if I could find it somewhere. What? Did you hear that? Did you hear that?
What?
Paradise will come. What is she, Sephiroth? I'll lead you to the promised land?
We're gonna gain Gnosis through rage. Gnosis through rage.
And she is absolutely thriving off of it.
This is what we call energy vampirism, ladies and gentlemen. This bitch is not only... She's not only taking people's rage, but she's also taking their money. That's the feel. That's the look of somebody who realized the check's cleared.
Oh, if I could just find that one energy vampire, wish I could find the clip.
God,
My name is Colin Robinson, and I am what's known as a psychic vampire or energy vampire. This is my office, also known as the hunting ground. Hi, Deb. Energy vampires drain people's energy merely by talking to them.
Actual versus budget year to date? No thanks. You're gonna be at that all day.
We either bore you with a long conversation.
Feeling better now. I was a little sick this weekend. Hey, Don.
Or we enrage you.
In this case, they
probably
enraged
know
you.
An energy vampire. We're the most common kind of vampire.
Well, we're living in. This is a world of darkness, but it's not as cool as the world of darkness.
Nah,
we have
always
borderline
dumber.
feminists.
It's always dumber
And
than
we have
advertised. It's always dumber than advertised.
Yep. Anyway, but next time on Dragon Ball Z.
What's the girl from Indestructible is doing here? Invincible is doing here.
Invincible.
No, Invincible. The Invincibles, or no, the Incredibles.
The Incredibles. Oh, what the fuck is her name?
Violet.
Violet. Oh wow.
The girl who turns invisible.
Looks like a dude, bro.
But they look exhausted now. They just bash the sidewalk for like who knows how long. They're just tired.
Oh no.
Now I gotta take a bath afterwards.
They're gonna go fight the Predator, Luke. Now they're gonna go hunt the Predator. It's gonna be like in the new Predator movie.
Oh, what's this?
Holy
There's nothing like having this safe space and creating this incredibly intentional ceremony in sisterhood side by side so that we can create conscious positive change together, hand in hand.
Solidarity, sister. Solidarity. Solidarity from Soviet boomers.
Mark Fry, work makes you free, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh my joy out of watching that. So much joy.
Did you look at look at her reaction, right? Like they're in the corner, like is like she's not sure if she should be happy or like disturbed.
Well, I mean, we literally have a cackling witch, apparently. A cackling cat lady.
So much joy. Because it's freedom, and it's truth, and it's real, and it's raw, and it's fucking primal. It takes a lot. It's not easy. It's hard to do that practice. A lot of people can't. So really honor your courage. It takes a fuckload of courage.
Especially when they did it in front on camera. Yeesh.
Yeah, this shit's gonna go all over fucking Instagram. You watch.
Do that practice.
I think I dropped in for the first time to my real scream and my real anger. I just think
Not that fake anger. Not that that's false conscious anger. Not being angry, wanting to overthrow your patriarchal oppressors, which you should have wanted.
That was so beautiful. Having permission to go there, to speak those words, and to feel that fucking rage. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I can say from personal experience that those are kind of experiences, they only drain you. They just make you realize how very susceptible you are to your most worst instincts.
Monsters from the id. Like literally, rage demons.
That pain is there. I feel like I let that out, and that rage within me being like, why is this happening to me? And just knowing that I'm still connected to the earth, and the earth hears me and responds. That's all I need. And in safe spaces like this,
I have found this practice to be one of the most transformative, one of the most alchemical, and one of the most permissive.
Alchemical, of course it is.
Alchemical. What's most alchemical? And live, laugh, love. And made of karma and goodness and vegan and fair trade and I'll keep going.
to give us the full experience of liberation, so that everything that's been stuck, that's been held back, that's been suppressed, every word we've never spoken, every time we've ever been shut up, shut down, silenced, or suppressed, we have an opportunity to give ourselves.
Now they're dressing up like what's that scene? Eyes Wide Shut.
Eyes Wide Shut. Oh, what the fuck is
the
that?
antlers and stuff.
Oh, dude, you know these people probably burnt like some cop at a fucking, a funeral pyre or like a wicker man. You know they probably killed a cop or something. It's a pagan tradition. Overthrow your archonic oppressors. That's
to
what it
give
is.
Ourselves the healing and the acknowledgement that our inner children, or that wounded part of us, so deeply desire and truly need in order to move forward, in order to transform. These experiences are one of my greatest honors and pleasures to lead. If you are interested in joining me for a retreat, please click the link below. We have 2 incredible...
Oh my god.
Queendom.
No. More like femdom. Oh, jeez.
But if there is a link down here, I am curious. If you're ready to experience a rage ritual, click and join me on the retreat right here.
Rage ritual.
Claim your
And by the way,
Hmm?
fucking James Lindsay fucking found out about this. So, James Lindsay and I might find each other in a crossfire against trying to claim the bounty on this pagan's head.
Yeah.
Or heart.
Hopefully, I can reach him first with my art skills if he needs them, but I haven't gotten back to him yet. Rediscover
That'd
your
be awesome.
royalty in the rediscover your royalty in a fairy tale French castle. You know what this looks like? This looks like one of those online guru stuff with the millionaire people. Like, I actually know there actually is I forget his name, but there is a internet guru that dresses up in a nice fancy suit and he takes these guys on a retreat to this nice castle. And I think like the admission is like $10,000.
Yeah, Dan Penna.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, so I like Dan Penna. Like, if we were gonna say that this bitch is just like Dan Penna. Here we go. Here's the bitch.
Let me get this on screen here. Okay, Laurel Via. Oh, here is August 7th to 10th in France. Nice. Ooh, nice scenery here. How much does it cost you? Let's see. People say we shouldn't believe in fairy tales, that happily never after isn't real. I have found the exact opposite to be true. Society has taught women to play small, but fairy tales have safeguarded the stories of our true magic with a K. The magic with a freaking K. And the
Magic with a
because you know
K.
it's real. And the power over generations. Now science is providing the simply believing in the possibility of magic brings to it life within us. This is why we are heading to the heart of the iconic Loire Valley, France, to reignite our inner royalty and reclaim the true power within ourselves. For too long, we have accepted the toxicity of wounded femininity, allowing our greatest visions to be cherished only in the secret chambers of our hearts, believing that we are too much or never enough. It is time to reclaim the divine queen within.
Oh, God. No, Luke, that's for girls. That's the ladies' room.
I'm curious. I want to know how much this thing's cost. Let's see, discover more. Oh, wait. Oh, chamber suite with private insured bedroom, $8,000. Ooh. Private master bedroom with shared bathroom, only 2 rooms left, $7,600. Private room with shared bathroom, $7,400. Private single with shared bathroom, $7,000. So you are gonna like drop some good, like the shared town room with shared, that's sold out. I don't know how much that was, but the lowest you'll pay is $6,800 for this trip, which will be from the 7th to the 12th for this 5-day trip to live like a princess in France for 7 days.
And it's this legitimately this feels like a fucking D&D encounter.
Look,
we have a bunch of fucking.
Look, they're even dressed like the witches with an owl. Look.
Oh no, Birdman! What happened? Dude,
God,
no.
Look, they're dressed as goddesses in the background and witches and tree huggers, all that stuff. Testimonials.
I'm telling you, dude, these are the type of people who enable the shit that. Well, they enable this type of shit. Here you go, Luke.
Anywho, what do we got?
This. Well, there are 2 types of people in the world. There are those who are Disney kids, and then there are those who are Disney girls, and there are those who are Disney boys. Here is the one who emphasizes Scrooge McDuck. Play it.
The few versus most of them that attempt QLA. You saw this last night. This is you, the room, and this is you, YouTubers. Pay attention, YouTubers, you fucking cunts. And Merry Christmas.
Oh, Merry Christmas to you. July.
You stand around and watch all the opportunities go by. You sit there, you sit there, you sit there. I'm surprised that the fucking wildebeest didn't step on him, the poor bitch. They sit there, oh, I'm getting ready. Bert's getting ready. Bert's getting ready. Rick's getting ready. Oh, maybe the next one. Maybe the next one. Maybe the next one. Oh, fuck, no, I'm tired now. Maybe the next one. And here comes. And there comes somebody like me. Just jumps on the fucker and eats it. Maybe the next one, Ray. Who in this room is that male lion? And the truth of the matter is the female lion does all the fucking hunting, not the male. So the male got tired of waiting. He must have been really hungry. Come on, you bitch. How come you're not doing anything?
He's fucking abusive. I love you.
Oh.
It's like the Gordon Ramsay treatment. Like people actually pay attention to Gordon Ramsay because of the way he cusses, or Simon Powell, or what the fuck is his name? Mark Passio. Fuck. Everyone fucking listens. Like guys listen to them because of their fucking. They're morons. They're jackasses. We just listen to them because I don't know. I just think they grasp our attention. You know, they sugarcoat it for us guys. I don't know. Snakes, snails, and puppy dog tails compared to rage, the rage in the cage with fucking the fucking witch.
Mm-hmm.
Anyhow, so here's the article from said rage bullshit. Here you go, look.
What's this?
This is what we just saw.
That's right.
Women are paying big bucks.
You see, Charles Templey. Women are paying big money to scream, smash sticks in the woods. It's called a rage ritual. It's very expensive. I wonder if that's just because of the cost of the mansion, or because people are just overpricing it. The guru's overpricing it.
The guru is overpricing it, and they're hiding behind feminism, and they're hiding behind the occult. Oh yeah. These people enabled the Templerettes. They got to go.
Oh, speaking of hiding behind, have you seen that video by Go Gamers with the whole woman who was basically making woman guy thing who was basically selling hormone stuff to minors?
Keffels, I think.
Yeah, Keffels. That's it. Because apparently, he goes into this in depth about what the whole situation was, and how every time he was attacked, he'd always hide behind, "I'm trans, they're attacking me because they're transphobic."
Yeah, funny enough, Keffels tried to shut down Kiwi Farms, right?
Tried. Yeah, he tried.
And what did fucking Razorfist say? Internet's not real, guys. Internet's not real. And then I'm like, what? You're on Kiwi Farms? And then he just deletes the thread and blocks me. That's what I know about it. So, what do you know about the Keffels thing? Please tell me.
Basically, Keffels is just a person who believes in the cause of getting as many people transitioned and trans as possible. And so, what was her story? She was doing a lot of questionable stuff, and then people at Kiwi Farms kind of pointed this out, and he had a conniption fit about and tried to get the site taken down. That's the oversimplified version of what I can tell you about it.
Shit.
But anyway, here's the article. Get a little setup here.
Kimberly Helmus still gets chills thinking about her first rage ritual. 2.5 years ago, after her divorce, the cybersecurity engineer embarked on a retreat to Scotland with Mia Banducci, an author and self-described spiritual fairy godmother, better known online as Mia Magic. As part of the retreat, Banducci held a rage ritual, a ceremony in which participants scream and beat large sticks on the ground in the woods. Participants are encouraged to think of people and experiences that have wronged them, and to scream and swing the sticks for at least 20 minutes, or until they can no longer move their arms. Rage rituals have garnered attention on TikTok, where they've resonated, particularly with women. In comments, women describe how moving it is to see other women embody their anger. And emotion experts say society often discourages women from expressing.
Oh, it's cuck shit. Ugh. It's a hole trying to become a bigger hole.
There's no place where you can see women be able to be angry like that, and it not be condemned, Helmus says. She's just hormonal. She's just unhinged. She's just crazy. She's just on her period. She's just whatever.
She's just...
This was a place where you were, probably for the first time in a really, really long time, if ever, able to scream out loud things about how you felt.
Oh, God.
Let's see, what have we got here?
What is a rage ritual? I want to know. Because this shit... Like, I have some clips here that I kind of want to use and just have it as, like, compliment at this point.
What is a rage ritual? Banducci has led rage rituals for several years and began doing them first for herself, then for friends, and eventually as part of her days-long retreats, which include other activities and can range in price from around $2,000 to $4,000.
That's
a one-day version, she says, costs $222 per ticket.
Yeah, that's pretty much like going to a strip club.
Well, I mean, you gotta understand, she uses her period blood.
Oh, no, that's even worse. No, that's even worse.
And you know, like, this woman, she's gonna be like Morgue. Like, she's gonna be part of the Rogues Gallery. Oh, boy.
The process of
that.
A rage ritual is pretty simple. First, Banducci says, participants gather large sticks while conjuring to mind every person who's ever crossed you, who's ever hurt you, who's ever ignored your boundaries or taken advantage of you or abused you in any way. After some warm-up breaths, the screaming and swinging begin. The ritual is held in the woods so participants can make noise without fear of bothering people nearby.
This is mental health for
Banducci isn't
fucking
the only-
people who don't want to go to the mental health system.
It's cheaper
That's
than
what this
therapy.
is.
It's cheaper than therapy.
Well, not even cheaper than therapy. It's more of the, like, you do this shit, it's protected as religious freedom, right?
Oh, yeah.
You go to the therapy, well, you go into therapy, right?
Well,
and then that can be used against
how
you.
much does therapy cost, anyway?
That's a good question. I should probably know this.
So $2,000 per, $200 a day, or what?
I think, like, you get, like, once a month or once a week, depending on what your rates are. I mean, I've always fucking had, like, the medical people pay for that shit. Or, like, I don't know, whatever the hell it might be. But I know it's not $2,000 unless it's out of pocket. And then let's be frank with ourselves, this is not exactly covered under your parents' medical. Let's not kid ourselves.
Brave has an AI, and it's giving me an answer. The cost of a therapist varies depending on several factors, including location, the therapist's qualifications and experience, and the type of therapy being offered. Here are some general estimates. Without insurance, the average cost of therapy session can cost from $60 to $300 per hour.
Yep.
And some therapists charge as little as $30, as much as $500 per hour. Yeesh. Yeah, these. There are so many strip club jokes I can make from this, but I'm not gonna. For with insurance, the cost of therapy sessions can range from $200 to $100 per session, depending on insurance plans. Some therapists can offer sliding scales based on income, ranging from $20 to $100 per session. Online therapy platforms often sessions lowers costs. Prices can range from $40 to $100 per week. Okay, that's more affordable, I guess.
Yeah.
If you're will to do that, is $100 a week is not cheap.
I'm telling you, there's a reason why mental illness is a rich man's disease.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's see, where were we? Yes, rituals now.
Person who leads events dealing with rage. Secret Sanctuary will host a Sacred Rage ceremony in Alberta, Canada in July, and Jessica Ricchetti, an author and self-proclaimed mystic, will host a Sacred Rage women's retreat in North Carolina in June. When people do this and give themselves permission to release their anger, their capacity for joy actually expands, Banducci says. They're able to feel more happiness and pleasure, and they go home to their families with more gratitude and ease and peace.
Why?
Let's see. Let's ask him. Let's see.
What is a rage ritual?
Oh wait.
We already know what a rage ritual is. We've been down that plot
Unexpected
railroad.
feelings can also arise during a rage ritual.
You don't say.
Oh, like what?
Helmus, for instance, thought her first rage ritual would address anger she felt toward her ex-husband. Instead, she felt something much deeper, a grief she'd been holding on to since witnessing the death of a friend when she was 15. I remember it was a very kind of clear, light switch moment where I was like, oh, that's what this is about, she says. So many times I think you can't really feel a lot of stuff until you work through it. What do rage rooms have to do with sex? A whole lot, it turns out.
Oh, what? No. No, Luke, I didn't plant that. What?
It was in the article.
What do they have to do with sex?
Therapists think of rage rituals. Psychotherapist Stephanie Sarkis says people deal with anger in a variety of ways, and there isn't a one-size-fits-all solution to rage. For some, rage is better handled with activating strategies, like hitting a punching bag or doing an intense workout. For others, soothing strategies like deep breaths, slow walks, or calm music work better. It's important to know how you best process anger before undergoing a rage ritual, Sarkis says. When you do something like that, it's important to know, does it exacerbate
You open yourself
your
up to Korn. You open yourself up to Korn, the Chaos God.
Or does it
Korn doesn't care.
That's something that's on an individual basis. It depends on past experiences. It depends on your own makeup. It depends on just brain chemistry. Still, Sarkis isn't against rage rituals. If they help you release anger, you can afford them, and they're done safely, she doesn't see the harm. I'm for whatever works within someone's worldview, whatever works within their budget, whatever works within their own well-being and their own safety, she says. We're very
I can't
individual.
wait till we have socialized medical for this shit.
People would take too much. People would exploit that too much. Like one of the reasons why we can't have that it would just make everything more expensive.
Yeah, it would, but then we'd have people like this have to compete with everybody else on the same playing field. We'd elevate them to the same level of like people who actually are chiropractors compared to this type of shit. Would you rather go see a chiropractor or see this bitch?
They're all the same thing.
I'd rather see a chiropractor. That's just me.
Let's see. Ooh,
why do rage rituals resonate with women in particular?
This picture is perfect.
I have that saved. That is the picture of the pagan. That is the eternal SJW right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Rage rituals seem to have struck a chord particularly among women, who write in social media comments how moving it is to see women let out their anger. Why did I have an immediate visceral reaction and start crying? One woman wrote. I literally cried seeing this. I need this, another wrote. As a now middle-aged woman with even more rage, I need this, wrote another. Sarkis says this isn't surprising. After all, women have been historically discouraged from embracing their right to feel angry, she says.
It's a disaster for everyone involved. I mean, even men aren't allowed to do this.
Yeah.
Let's see what
Fucking A.
Let's see what else. What's the last paragraph of this article here?
Banducci says that while men are taught to suppress sadness, women are taught to suppress rage. It's like, don't be a bitch, or don't be angry, or don't be aggressive, or don't stand up for yourself. Don't protect your integrity.
Where in society are women ever told this? I don't know about
They're not,
you.
though.
I don't know about you, but anything of a depiction of women in fiction or real life has been be yourself, believe in yourself, go all the way. Like, what universe are we talking about here? I don't know where's the conditioning?
It's like, the thing here is that the people who go to these type of people are the same people who would think themselves to be magical girls. It's that sort of like magical princess type of shit. The Disney princess stuff. They eventually will all become witches like this. It's like when Kyubey and fucking Madoka Magica is like, there's a reason why you're called girls on this planet. It's fitting that we call you magical girls because all women become witches, or something along those lines. And that's what we're dealing with. These people are the end result of neo-pagan, neo-feminism.
Yeah, the Gnostic influence on society.
Yep. Indeed.
Where are we? Oh, here we go.
Don't tell anyone that they don't have consent to touch your body or speak to you in a certain way, she says. There are particular emotions that are accepted in the gender binary that we each need to feel. Men need to cry, and it's so healthy for men to cry, and women need to be able to get angry. Justin Bieber broke down crying. Men should pay attention. By the end of her first rage ritual, Helmus says, participants were covered in dirt and mud with bruises and cuts on their hands. Sticks were broken everywhere. She says she got a lot from the experience, and has done it twice since. It's really a place where you can be this feral, wild woman, and not be looked at, other than with love and acceptance and care.
So $10,000 to $20,000 later, and she's hooked.
Rage in the cage, Luke.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking, it's. There's a reason why we need to start cracking down on religion in this country. We really, truly do.
What do you mean?
Well, yeah, these people can get away with this shit and write it all off tax free. I'm a pagan.
And unfortunately, the IRS is in charge of all that. We can't do much.
That's why we need to start classifying some of these pagan cult groups as ideologies, not religions. And there's a certain point where when you start having when you basically become Marxist feminism, but with a religious coding on it, you have to be able to go after it.
I mean, realistically, they can be as weird and culty as they want, but when they're trying to pretend to be something else other than a religion, that's where we should draw the line.
Exactly, and this is the reason why I say, if you have you talked about how you saw the pagans at one time, from your backyard, right?
Yeah, they were basically they were gauging in what I can only describe as a Halloween era effigy ritual, where they were taking not a scale, but they had little pumpkins with all these little effigies on, and basically taking turns bashing with hammers.
Yeah, they could do that on their own property. And there's a certain level of you may not like them, but they're not harming anyone. You could just they're weirdos, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when they start again, like I said, with liberation theology, with Christianity, you have the same thing here. These people promote social justice, even if they're consciously or unconsciously aware of it. They do. So the question then becomes, do we let feminists and social justice warriors get religious freedom in this regard to basically get tax write-offs on this crap? Do we stop them? I think we should.
Well, if we classify them as religions, they can't work in the government. They can't put their stuff in government documents anymore.
Yeah, but I guess the question then becomes, they also get protected, though, right? So they also get religious protection. Do you want culture, or do you want to basically fight these people and say, no, you're an ideology? Because I want to get these guys as an ideology. Because that way we know what it is. You don't get to hide behind religion. You don't get to you don't get to be a martyr. If that makes any sense.
Maybe.
Yeah, shoot you ain't killing a man. That's legitimately what we would be. You wouldn't be it wouldn't be Joan of Arc. You just shoot a fucking commie rival, Anyhow, here's something for you. This is beautiful.
And what is Tim the Tool Man? What is this? What am I looking at here?
Know what the word young black kids growing up in the Bronx who don't even know what the word computer is. They don't know. They don't.
That is so insulting. Ugh, I cannot emphasize how insulting that is.
I will say this though, you asked for this shit. I've seen, I'll just say it right now, the Democrats are the real racists in this regard. They have such low expectations for black people. I have such high expectations. I'm expecting, Family Matters out of people. That's the benchmark for everybody, essentially. But, even fucking Urkel knew who fucking what a fucking computer was. Don't play this game with don't play this racist shit with me.
He not only knew what a computer was, he made a teleportation, a transformation chamber, and a time machine. Like
he also fought a demonic like dummy version of himself.
Although technically that was a dream.
Oh, damn! Keep playing it.
Don't know these things, and I want the world open up to all of them, because when you have their diverse voices innovating solutions through technology, then you're really addressing society's broader challenges. Young black kids growing up.
It's like that scene from A Space Odyssey where we're not sure if they touched the pillar or not. Oh my gosh!
I will say this though: he's giving Andy Serkis a fucking run for his money. You know, he does match that freaking the body movement. I mean, he can be a motion cap star if you wanted to. Yeah, it's good. It's really good, man. Fucking King Kong ain't got shit on him.
I'm waiting for Snopes to do their job. Yeah, she didn't really mean that.
Well, technically, it's true. More like they'll do the whole like SJW, like, well, it's technically true. She did say that, but it's taken out of context.
By all means, tell me the context.
And then just be some SJW rationalization bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. Let's see what else we got here on this.
Like apparently the New Jersey gathering with Trump was actually inspiring too. Although I'm yet to be seeing if that actually makes a change of any kind.
Here's one for you, Luke.
Oh, what's this?
This was interesting. Here you go. Here's another one.
What's this? What's this?
It's a Doge.
Oh,
no, it's not.
Wait,
no, it's not.
That one, or we've seen this one already.
No, it's this one right here. Let me see if I can find it for you. Here we go. Oh, this one.
This. Ooh. Oh, this is interesting.
Jim Henson.
Oh, wow. Let's see. That's oh, wow. It's kind of creepy and amazing.
It's like the uncanny valley. He's like a Muppet.
He needs his paws. That's what he needs, so it looks more realistic.
Muppet Doge. So my brother apparently he's now a proud pit bull owner apparently.
Oh, that's even worse.
Yeah. He named his dog Titus of all things.
Titus.
Yeah, Titus the pit bull. Which I'm thinking to myself, why did he name his dog Titus? Like in the Bible.
Titus
apparently,
in the Bible? Like,
yeah.
There's a. I mean, like, just because he could, or
maybe. Fucking A, I don't have no idea. But in any case, besides that, like, there's a reason why I highlight the whole pagan goth culture and how it leads to bad places. Here's one example of that.
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, it's just anything other than Christianity, because at least Christianity keeps you grounded in reality.
Well, this is insane. Here you go, Luke.
Oh, what is this? Let's see. What's this? There's color everywhere. What's this? There's black dresses in the air.
It's BPD shit, mate.
Spooky mommies, you chose to not lose who you are just to please society's standards of what a mother should look like and behave like. Yes, you are a mother, but you're still you. Shout out to all my spooky mommies. You chose to not lose who you are just to please society's standards of what a mother should.
What society standards?
I mean, there's the TV show OKKO has characters who are spooky, but even they have standards. Like
standards?
One's literally a werewolf, and one's a vampire and a werewolf. And it said, no, you have to be spooky to be in this family. Which, of course, the whole thing turns out to be a metaphor for someone coming out to their parents, which is dumb.
Well, yeah, because that's what these people always represent. I mean, the only The only ever like allegorical like vampire story when it comes to like liberals versus conservatives I'll ever watch is Shiki. Like I'm not kidding. I am starting to see people like the distributors talk about Shiki. And if you have you seen it yet, Luke?
I have, and it's depressing.
It is the most beautiful fucking example of what happens when diversity plus proximity equals war. It truly is one of the best animes I've ever seen, and they've actually even found a way to justify genocide in that movie.
Oh yeah, because diversity means vampires.
Diversity equals vampires. Like there are scenes in that film where like characters will die off not because of their own stupidity, but because of someone else's like preconceived expectations. Like one of the characters becomes a vampire because his other friend turns him, and then they're like, "I don't want to interrupt those boys. You know, we're a liberal family. We should be more open minded of what they're doing to each other." And
Really?
shit like that.
Is that
Yeah,
what-
there was a scene in there where one of the characters was saying, "Oh, we shouldn't mind what these two boys are doing. We're more liberal. We're willing to look the other way if they're gay." And they assumed the character who got eaten was gay.
Is that what? Oh, that's what that was.
That's what that was.
Oh.
And because here's the thing, those motherfuckers wanted to take over. They were literally SJWs. And some of them were like color coded with their freaking hair for our convenience as well.
Well, they technically they're coded by their eyes because their eyes take different shape when they become monsters.
Not to mention they were fucking apparently like green and shit, like undead and crap.
Mm-hmm.
Like undead skin, you know, pale ass fucker motherfuckers.
But they're like it was like the true nightmare scenario for a vampire because they're not smart vampires. They're vampires who literally are a plague on society because they just bite as many people as they can and turn as many people as they can, just keep growing and growing with no end goal in sight.
Yep, just like a vampire. There's mindless meat-eating machines.
But although smart vampires, as I would illustrate, we can't do that. If we're going to continue to exist, we have to be careful about who we turn.
Well, they can't just turn, like, why don't they just start harvesting people with blood? Oh, that gets shut down immediately because they think they're superior eventually. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, you go into this film and you don't watch it, or you've never seen it before, there are, like, it really teaches you about the madness of crowds. Like, because there are ways they could have survived and they could have coexisted, but the leaders of either faction wouldn't let it happen.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because by the time that the humans found out they were being hunted, they're like, "No, we're gonna kill you. We're done. We don't play that game anymore."
They weren't being the vampires weren't really interested in doing that either. So their reaction was very mild but very reasonable by comparison. Even if it was like mad mass genocide where they accidentally killed their own people in the process.
Oh, some of them. Oh, they killed everyone, dude. I mean, even Ghost Nappa tried to kill that little one. Fucking no, the guy, little Ghost Nappa, the guy who sounds. He looks and sounds like Ghost Nappa from fucking Dragon Ball. It's weird. Let me see if I can find another clip here of what we could watch. Oh yeah, Keffels. Here we go.
Oh,
so
onto that now.
Onto the Keffel problem, the Keffel debacle.
Which apparently it's kind of resolved because Keffel's kind of pushed herself into pushed himself into like a corner because whatever he does, never mind that Kiwi Farms is tracking everything he does, but he knows that everything he's doing is not very approved by society.
Well, it's also the fact that Kiwi Farms is the MVP of this whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but like most of the stuff I talk about, I mean, between the whole song, I guess it's my song now, I guess, where apparently I get the hot elf wife from the evil wizard, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's all. That's a tale from the fucking birds themselves. Of a certain bird, a bird family about. Let's just say the birds talk about the partridge family. Let's just say. That's what we'll leave it at. But here we go, Luke. Keffels, everyone's favorite malnourished fucking grid sufferer.
Let's see. Where should we start?
Wherever you'd like.
Where's a good
If anyone ever finds out about how I spent the GoFundMe, I am definitely getting canceled.
I mean, that sums it up right there.
What is that?
But apparently, the people he supposedly was raising money for a legal fund and then used it as a drug bender.
So she basically got high on her own supply.
Well, but that, and then she got high on other things.
Jeez.
Hello guys and gals, me Mudahar, and today's video is one that required quite a fair bit of research, and it's one that I should have released a few weeks ago. It's a video that might be one of my most controversial videos, but one that required looking back years upon years of internet history to come to an actual conclusion of one of the most...
And you know it's in depth because it's an hour and a half long.
Oh my, wait, an hour and a half long? That's how long this fucking video is? Oh wow, what's a long Mudahar video? We're not gonna watch this shit. Hell no.
But there is my attention was brought to it because of another video called Grifter. I think the channel's name is Grifter.
Oh,
because he introduced it to me. He has more. Where are you, channel? Grifter channel Grifter. There you are. He has a nice little logo. It's you're an effing white male guy with a Bernie Sanders haircut.
Oh, jeez.
Where are you? Here we go.
If anyone ever finds out about how I spent the GoFundMe, I am definitely getting canceled. An international transgender activist that some of you all may know as Keffels. Hey Steve, I just took away your primary source of income. Please leave me alone and stop bullying trans...
Oh yeah, and apparently he was able to get Destiny kicked off of Twitch for a while.
Oh, these people, man. These people are fucking evil.
Trans people for content.
And, of course, Keffels and their community are doing the predictable and pulling the trans card as the only defense to the absolute nuke some ordinary gamers dropped on Keffels. Let's say a little prayer for our boy Muda. This is a risky nuke to drop. This community plays dirty, and I honestly commend him for having the balls to release the video. Alright, well, if you don't know what happened,
let me just say this. Let me say this, not about Keffels, but about Mudahar. I was seeing the quartering going after Mudahar, and I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Muda's one of ours. What the fuck? Going.
Keffels is a trans Twitch streamer that also just happens to be a horrible person, using community donations for drug binges, calling every person that criticized them transphobic, and a love for coordinating with their Twitch stream to ratio people on Twitter, with probably the help of some bots. And when I say bots, I don't mean the community. Oh, and I almost forgot, teaching minors how to make bathtub hormones. There is a whole lot of stuff in this person's past, and it's absolutely disgusting. I highly encourage you to go check out the Some Ordinary Gamers video. It explains it pretty well. And honestly, this video is what needed to be done. Nukes like this come off a lot more genuine when someone has more mainstream...
Well, here's the thing about making nukes, and I'll take this from my experience on Rebirth Island. To build the nuke is like a side quest in and of itself. But once you get it, and once you get enough of it, you can nuke the entire fucking island. It's a champions level quest. So for them to do that, there's going to be a lot of material they have to acquire, and everyone and their dog is going to be hunting them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Someone that isn't politically motivated. Like, sure, I can make a highly elaborate edited piece on this subject, and I might still do so, but that just doesn't hit the same in the eyes of the public as someone like Muda just making a casual piece and just thoroughly explaining why Keffels is just such a horrible person. I feel like people are just way more able to drop their biases and listen to a message when someone like him does it. Alright, enough talking off Muda. Let's see how Keffels took it.
I understand. People have criticisms of me. I don't think I am about being critiqued. That said, was it really necessary to use a transphobic caricature of me in the thumbnail while also not using my pronouns in the video announcement?
You look emaciated, like a drugged out heroin addict.
Oh, I forgot. This guy has AI voices, and that was Adam West.
Oh no, Adam West.
And the next one is going to be, I forget who it was, but we'll remember when it is. Listen carefully. You'll hear Adam West's tone in the video right here.
I understand. People have criticisms of me. I don't think I am about being critiqued. That said, was it really necessary to use a transphobic caricature of me in the thumbnail while also not using my pronouns in the video announcement?
Transphobic caricature? Give me a f***ing break, Keffels. Let's just say you aren't no f***ing model. But I think you know that. I think you know that...
This guy is trying so hard to be a girl. This is sad.
He kind of almost passes to a certain degree.
Is Keffels a guy becoming a girl? Or is he a girl becoming a guy? I forget which one it is.
He's a gender blender. Throw him in the garbage with the rest of them.
You have no legitimate criticism of the hour-long video that absolutely destroyed you, showing everyone that you are just an absolutely horrible person. It's really hard to pull the whole, oh, they just don't like my politics.
You're just a bunch of... You're literally a bottle of hormones and fucking... and blood. Blood and hormones. That's all that she fucking is.
Person criticizing you isn't being political, and when they just aren't a political figure. Your normal ways of blowing off criticism isn't going to work this time. Everyone is just going to see how much of a garbage person you literally are. Hey, Did you notice how everyone that is against this piece has the same criticism? And it ain't the content of the video.
I find Kif Walls annoying as hell, and generally dislike
Oh,
her.
Joe Biden. Joe Biden, that's what it did.
Oh, no.
I find Kif Walls annoying as hell, and generally dislike her as a person. But this thumbnail, not okay, dude. It's very obviously playing into transphobic stereotypes, but I think you know that.
Are you being serious right now? Lil Chromie, bro, I'm sorry to break it to you, but that's just how Keffals looks. It's literally an accurate depiction of them. Maybe a bit on the tired and strung out side, but still, extremely accurate. I don't know if you haven't noticed this, but this is an extremely popular thumbnail technique, especially in the video essay niche. Exaggerating features of someone to make it look dramatic or to make them look ugly is done literally all the time. Don't sit there and act like your terminally online ass doesn't know this. You see it literally every day. Why does Keffals deserve any sort of special treatment? It surely isn't because they are a good person. It's for one reason, and for one reason only. Because they are trans. Look, I'm sorry to break it to you, buddy, but that doesn't mean you get any special treatment. Hey, how about this? How about you criticize literally any of the content of the over hour-long
eyes,
piece?
dude.
Nah.
Those eyes, like, I'm like, is it a guy's eyes or is it looks like a guy's eyes? As opposed, is it a girl or a guy? I can't tell. Like,
Well, I mean, it's a trans woman, so you know it's a guy by definition.
so that's why I see his eyes. I
can't do that.
I could tell these fuckers by their eyes. It's really weird.
Might take some effort. Let's just go with the most bottom-of-the-barrel criticism I could think of. Nice one, bro.
Additionally, there are people dead naming and misgendering her in the replies. This also happened the last time you brought her up. You haven't said anything on it, nor have you tried to stop it.
Do you not realize how many hundreds of thousands of subscribers this guy has? He just isn't responsible to monitor thousands of comments of people that might be mean to poor Keffals.
That's why we like Muda, because Muda doesn't actually give a shit. He's like Asmongold in that regard.
And using that as a way to write off this entire video is some of the most pathetic shit I've ever seen. Hey, here's an interesting question. Does Keffals monitor their community for people bullying people that Keffals are talking about? Nope. In fact, they encourage it all the time. With all this petty ratio brigading they're famous for. Ever watch a Keffals stream? Ever read the chat? It's literally just a bunch of terminally online bullies using being trans as the ultimate shield against anyone that doesn't agree with them. Do you realize?
Being a woman is the ultimate shield.
That's why he wants to be a woman so badly.
Yeah. Don't send me to fight in Verdun. I'm a woman. I'm a girl.
Something tells me you jumped the gun trying to get some quick Twitter interaction. And to be honest, I'm questioning this whole I think Keffals is a horrible person bit you started this with. This just comes off as completely ingenuine. But who knows? Maybe you're just stupid. That could be a distinct possibility. All I do know is that Keffals is going to have a real hard time hiding behind the trans defense shield this time. Good luck with that.
I'm back, Ben. What's that about?
Elon Musk allowing Fuentes his Twitter back, and Ben Shapiro not liking it at all.
Well, Ben Shapiro. Here's the thing about Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro, for all, is a byproduct of nepotism. He literally is. Like, I only know about his fucking fine ass sister because of who Ben Shapiro's dad was and him getting him that column at the Daily Wire. He's a byproduct of nepotism. He's literally a cultural oligarch in the conservative sphere of things. Yeah. And he's been doing it all his life. He has no life outside of politics. Think about that.
Yep.
And that's why the Daily Wire is trying to become more legitimate, you know? Anyhow, I think we're going to end it here. Luke, any final thoughts?
Just one.
Hello? Hello? Going my way? Sure, I know. But aren't they all witches inside?
Yes, they are. Maybe. I don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, be good to one another. Take care of one another. Remember, saving the West is a side quest. This is the Digital Renegade Podcast.